you so much for joining today. I am going to talk about meal prepping, and I am going to make this as easy for you as possible. So to get right into it, I bought vegetables that are already pre-cut. So no matter where you shop, there should be a section where you have pre-cut vegetables. So just an assortment, I have these random vegetables that are already cut. I don't have to do a single thing of cutting today. So for those of you who don't like cutting, or perhaps you don't know how to cut quite well, you can use these pre-cut veggies as an example on how to do it with raw whole foods in the future. Because that's what I recommend you doing at some point, is using whole foods so you can have more variety. A lot of these stores will have the same pre-cut vegetables, and so those can get a little bland and boring over time. So adding variety is very helpful. So learning how to cut veggies at some point is important. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to get right into it. I have a salad bowl that I'm going to use. I'm going to dump everything, and I'm going to show you what I have. This is a nice little healthy veggie mix. It has broccoli, carrots, cabbage, red cabbage, jicama, bell peppers, radish, and celery. So I'm going to just dump this. I'm creating a base. So I'm going to dump this. Also make sure you have some olive oil, Brussels sprouts. I'm going to use about half of this bag. And I use that entire pre-cut, that first ingredient, I use that entire serving as my base. And now I have some mushrooms. I like mushrooms. You don't, again, you're buying what you want to eat and what you like. I'm going to save these mushrooms for later. Use a good portion now, but I want to reuse some of these because, again, I'm going to have some, I have some whole foods in my refrigerator still that I want to cut, so I want to add variety to myself later on in the week, because I tend to do things pretty fresh. I cook about every 3 to 4 days, just because I like variety, just because I like the freshness of it. You don't have to do that. You can do it however you see fit. Sweet potatoes, these are already pre-cut, so this makes it super easy and convenient. I'm going to throw that whole bag in there, and now it's pretty much full. I'm good to go. I do have leftover butternut squash. These are pretty good. They're from New Zealand. I got them at Trader Joe's, but the vegetable itself is from New Zealand and Australia. It's just a nice little sweetness to it. So, I have my vegetable mix. I am going to put some olive oil and mix it up. I'm just adding some on top. I have a nice little nozzle, like a spout, so it helps control the flow of how much olive oil I'm actually using. Seasoning, it's always good to have some seasoning. This is your variety, my variety of seasoning. This huge container of garlic, salt, pepper, and parsley. It's a nice blend. I use this on everything. It's so good and it's so easy to use. And I like to use quite a bit. Obviously this is a big bowl, so you want to be able to use or put enough seasoning to cover a majority of the vegetables. This is a funny little spice, slap your mama spice blend. Just black pepper, red pepper, garlic, and salt. I like a little spice. You don't have to. I don't put a lot, but I put enough to give it just a little kick. And then just a good old-fashioned black pepper. It already has a grinder on it. Got that at Trader Joe's. Black peppercorn. And this one tends to spill out a little slow. But I mean, a majority of the stuff I already had, or already put, had black pepper already, so I don't need a whole lot. It's good to have pyrex. Okay, so here's another thing for meal prepping, guys. It's good to have good cooking ware. Pyrex glassware for the oven. Preheat your oven to 425. I didn't say that in the beginning, but it's also in the descriptions to this video. 425 for the oven, and then from there you're cooking 15 minutes. Bring it out. Stir it another 10 to 15 minutes, but I'll get to that in a bit. Pyrex, use it, have it. Tupperware, this is great for storage, keeping your food fresh. So I'm going to get into some salad stuff, but once this is all done and I'm finished with everything, whatever I don't have for dinner tonight, I'm going to end up storing in this, and I also have a container for lunch as well. So I will put some of my food in there as well for the work days coming ahead. Alright, I'm going to mix this. So it's a lot of veggies, but this Pyrex, you'll see it'll fill it up right to the brim. And this is a big salad bowl. Another good, useful investment is a salad bowl. More Tupperwares to keep food fresh, to pack, and have your lunch for the work week, right? It's good. I have several different varieties of Tupperwares that I use. It just depends on what I'm eating for lunch. A majority of the time I do salads. And if I'm training in the evening, I'll have a salad for lunch. That's just how I do it. I have my overnight oats to get my day started, and I've made a video on how to make overnight oats. And so it gets my carbs going in the morning, I get my protein, I have healthy fat in there. And so I'm pretty primed with the carbs from that meal. I don't really need much more. Salad is nice and light, and I can continue after work or after eating lunch to just keep going, and the food's light. So I can tell it's fairly dry. After moving everything around, it's pretty dry. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil, and I can look, just by looking at it, after tossing it around a little bit, it needs more seasoning. And it just gives it a nice flavor. So when you pull it out, and then you stir it again, now at that point, you could add a little more if you want. This is the spice. After you pull it out and you mix it, and then you're gonna put it back in, you could add more seasoning if you want. You don't have to. Sometimes I do it just to give it a little bit more taste, because it does change the taste for the seasoning that you have put in the beginning. It's not going to be quite as fresh. It's not going to be quite as obvious. Okay, so now it's all mixed. I just literally put it all in there. It fills it up to the brim. Bowl is empty. Veggies are there. And I didn't cut a single thing. The only challenging part was really just stirring it and keeping it from spilling everywhere for the purpose of this video. And that's it. It's ready. So I'm going to throw this in the oven, 425, 15 minutes, and then I'll check back in with you to make this salad, and then eventually, when I'm pulling this out of the oven, stirring it and then putting it back in. Check you guys in a bit. Alright, bye. Okay guys, so the next thing is going to be salad. I'm actually going to reuse this bowl that I just used for all the vegetables. And I'm creating my base. Again, making this easy for you to grab a salad mix. We're creating a base for your salad mix. So, butter lettuce, Trader Joe's, already cut, done for you, easy enough. I'm just going to throw the whole bag in there. This is a little shredded cabbage, and orange carrot mix, red cabbage. I want to use about half of that bag, because I want it to be predominantly butter lettuce. I have another butter lettuce bag in my refrigerator, so I'm going to save these. Now, here's a little trick. If you have a Tupperware to put this in and store it, great. If you don't, you can push out all the air from the bag, as much of air as you can, and use clothespins to keep it sealed. Now, I'm going to use this in about a day or two, so it'll stay fresh. Put it in the drawer, the bottom drawer of your refrigerator. It'll keep it fresh. You have your base, half a bag of that mix of cabbage, and then you have the butter lettuce, and then I have some additional carrots, shredded carrots. Again, I'm not cutting anything, that I'm going to put in there. And it's just a little filler, not too much. This actually comes with a Ziploc bag, or it's a Ziploc package, really is what it is. Use that for later. This is microgreens. It's kind of like a flavor enhancer. They're just veggies. That's all they are. It's kind of like you've seen baby greens, right? You've seen that veggie mix in bags, I'm sure. This is microgreens. They're still vegetables. They tend to have a little sweetness and a little spice to it. All I need is one, actually, so that works out great. Now I'm going to mix everything. You can put a little olive oil now if you want. It's totally up to you. I would recommend it just to add a little coat. So what I did there is I kind of opened it up, and I'm going to add a little olive oil. Now all my salads, majority of my salads, are olive oil, balsamic, and lemon or lime, fresh squeeze. So I have a bunch of lime and lemon here, just in a bowl. Whenever I need it, I'll cut it and do some fresh squeezed lime or lemon on my salad. If you want pepper on your salad, now's the time to throw it in there. So that way with the olive oil it mixes well and then it sticks to the greens, all the greens that are in there. You could put some of that seasoning mix, that garlic mix. You don't really need it though. I like just pepper. Now I also have lemon pepper. I'm already putting lemon in there. Again, this grinder is it's a seasoned hazard grinder found at Trader Joe's. So I mean, you're doing all the prep now, but it saves you so much time when you package these things or you want to eat. I mean, say you want to have lunch tomorrow and you're home tomorrow. Say it's the weekend and this bad boy's already mixed up for you. You can just grab it, have a little salad, or with dinner for the weekend. I mean, you can use it at any moment. Lunch for work, obviously. It's just pre-made. It's all mixed up. Now this is my base, so I tend to add a little more to it because again, I want variety. So I do have some cucumbers, I do have some broccoli, and some shredded zucchini. If you've made that shredded zucchini chorizo mix, then you know what I'm talking about. That shredded zucchini with the cheese grater, nice little trick. That is raw. Obviously it's a little, it's a little bit of work to make, but it doesn't take very long, 5 minutes maybe. And so that's it. I mean, you're done there. The olive oil holds pretty well. And you're good. I will eat this pretty quick. And so I have my large container. I'm going to need a second one. I have it, but for the purpose of the video, you can just put everything right in there. There's your huge, huge, huge salad. I might be able to get it all in one. It might fit. There we go. Yeah, it'll fit perfectly. So you saw I used a full bag of butter lettuce. This is a Rubbermaid box set, like container, Tupperware set. Rubbermaid, you can find it on Amazon. It's got a really good strong plastic and rubber sealed, very durable, not pliable at all. The plastic doesn't bend. It's very solid. It holds the freshness pretty well. And so I was able to get everything in there. And so now this is my base. That's my base. Save that for later. And whenever I want it, put it in the fridge. Whenever I want it, I can just grab it, make whatever for dinner, have it for lunch the following day. Pre-made lunch for the work week. This will hold, I mean, depending on how quick this will last me maybe 2 days, give or take. It'll be a couple lunches and dinner for sure. I mean, try to have salads for dinner, include more salad for lunch. So yeah, the more variety, the better. Again, broccoli. That's it, guys. All right, moving on. We're done with that. We're done with the salad. The veggies are cooking. I'll check back in with you on the veggies in a second. And from there, we'll get into the remaining cooking of the vegetables, throw it back in, and then we'll finish the video. All right, guys, see you in a bit. So guys, I wanted to show you real quick. I was looking at the salad and it looked really good, so I want some now. I'm going to show you really quick how, for example, I just put it in this bowl. It's already pre-made. I'm going to add just a little extra olive oil, some balsamic. It already has the pepper, and then I have a little juicer. Put a lime in there, and there you have it. I didn't add anything to it just because because of the video. I just want to keep things as simple as possible. And that's it. So now I have my snack. I'm going to munch on this real quick and then I'll get back to the veggies in a second. Alright guys, just wanted to show you that briefly. That's my quick little dressing. Super simple, super basic, and you saw it took just a couple of seconds. Not too bad. Alright guys, enjoy. Okay guys and girls, so I have pulled out the vegetables from the oven. This is the midway point, so you want to stir it around pretty well again. And you can add a little olive oil if you want. You can add a little seasoning if you want. It looks pretty good to me, but I mean, why don't we just throw a little bit on there? Nothing too crazy. And then of course you see I cleaned up my workstation, so it's easy to, it's kind of like you're multitasking, where you're cooking, it's away, and you're going to go to it in a bit, but it's, it helps you to clean everything up. And then of course you see I have these nice oven mitts. It's good to invest in some oven mitts, and you want to hold on to that pyrex with the oven, of course. You don't burn your hand as you stir it around. And it's good to go. Alright, so throw it back in, maybe another 10 minutes. It's starting to soften up. You can tell by looking, you can tell by feeling. I mean, you're eating this. The mushrooms they're almost there. So go ahead and throw this back in. About another 10 minutes and I'll check in with you guys in a sec. Alright guys and girls, so I pulled out the vegetables. They're all done. So in totality, it ended up being about 25 minutes of cook time. But you know what? While all this was cooking in the oven, I was able to clean up my kitchen, put the dishes away, and load the dishwasher. So I was able to kill two birds with one stone, really. So you can set up meal prepping in a way where you can multitask and get other things done. Study, catch up on emails while everything's in the oven. Whatever it is you need to do that's a priority on your list, you can get it done while things are in the oven. That's why I love the oven. You just come in, check on it, stir it, throw it back in, pull it out, and now it's ready to go. So for the purpose of this video, just to give you a little feedback there, and some tips there. So for the purpose of this video, and I have this little nice container, so I'm going to show you guys how, for example, you can set up a workday lunch. I have my base of salad, and I have a divider. Now it's divided into a third and then 2/3, and it's a glass container. I got lucky, I found this at the grocery store. It was a glass container, and it has a little glass divider in the middle. So it's great to have a variety to your lunch. So what I usually do is salad. And I'm going to grab a little spoon just to help me, because I put my wooden spoon in the dishwasher, the other wooden spoon. And so I'm loading the larger portion of this container with salad, the salad base. Now what I'm going to add to this is avocado and some almond nuts, some almonds. So they're sliced already, and those are already pre-cut for me, so it makes it really easy and convenient. And then from there I can add a little bit more dressing if I need to. Now on the other half is the veggie mix. And the one thing I didn't do in this video, guys, is make a protein. You make your protein however you want. Again, I try to go as best as I can towards the vegan lifestyle. So I have some soy riso, I have some tempeh, and some other protein substitutes, eggs. But I mean, obviously eggs are not vegan, but I do those on the weekends, maybe on Sunday, and sometimes I'll do a hard-boiled version, but I don't do it that often, maybe once or twice a week. So I tend to focus more on the vegan options. Tempeh is good for me, and I could have even sliced tempeh and put it in there to cook it and roast it with the vegetables. Chicken, for example, fish, you probably want to cook it separately in a different kind of dish. You could put it potentially in the oven with the vegetables, and those can cook at the same time, and you would use a different recipe for that, or whatever recipe you want. So that's it, guys. I was able to create the lunch, or my lunch. And again, I'm going to add, because it's still kind of early in the day, I'm going to add dressing probably either in the morning or tonight, later tonight. And then it's ready for tomorrow. And I can grab it, it's there, it's put away, and now I can put the remainder of my veggies in here. I will do that and spare you the time with all that. You don't have to watch while I do that. And that's it, guys. It didn't take too long to do all that. It took me longer only because of the video and having to stop and start and do all this pausing. So it took me a little longer than usual, but traditionally it shouldn't take you more than 45 minutes, give or take, at most. And now you're set. You have salads for dinner or lunch, you have your veggies for dinner or lunch, combination of both. You can just play with it, pull things out as needed, and it's there, it's ready. It's so easy for you. So this is the way you prep. You could obviously use more containers all at once and fill 4 of them up, and that's your work week lunches right there, and you could do that. I like adding variety. I take a little extra time. I go the extra step and give it some flavor because I want that flavor and I want that freshness. So food for thought, no pun intended, guys, and enjoy. Make it your own. Do it with whatever vegetable mix you want. This is applicable to anything, really. You can substitute out whatever you want and make it your own. So there you have it, guys and girls. Enjoy. I hope you found this useful, and I will catch you next time. Take care, stay healthy, and stay fit. All right, guys. Bye.